Oh, there's nothing like a piping hot bath, is there? But imagine a world without hot water. It wouldn't exactly make for a very relaxing bath time for Mr. Sudsy and I, would it? And a home without heating in the cold winter months, it's not worth thinking about, is it? I'm Jonas Hurst, and today I'm going to be talking about these boilers. If you're looking to invest in a new boiler and you need some advice about where to find the most energy efficient models or the one that's right for your home, then you're in the right place. Now here with all the expert advice is Nikki Ratcliffe. Hi there, Nikki.
Hi Jonas, and...
Now, Nikki, boilers, they're not cheap, but every home needs one, I guess.
That's right, and they are a major expense. So when you're looking to invest, you need to make a choice that's right for you and your wallet. The good news is Which has carried out all the research, so you don't have to. Because if you don't have the spare time to come to a place like this, then you're not going to be able to check out all the models available on the market.
And not every model will be suitable anyway. So talk to us about all the different types of models out there.
Okay, well first of all I'll talk you through condensing models. Virtually all models on the market are this kind, and it basically means that they reuse heat that would otherwise have been wasted. So in other words, they're much more efficient than they used to be.
Which is great news for the environment and the purse strings, which is important.
Exactly, and there are two main types of boiler. There's combination boilers and heat only. With combi boilers, they supply heat and hot water on demand, and they're generally better for people living in flats or smaller homes because they don't need a storage tank. Alternatively, heat-only boilers supply heat direct to radiators, but they do need to be connected to a hot water storage system, so you will need much more space.
So matching the right model to the right property is crucial.
Choosing the right model is important because it could save you lots of money on future bills, but it's also important to make sure that you get professional advice. Now, our experts survey Which members to find out which they think are the most reliable brands and which they would recommend to friends, and we found some very interesting things doing this. We would recommend, however, that you make sure you get professional advice from a trained installer about your heating and hot water needs, because they'll be able to advise on the size and type of boiler that will best suit your needs. And when it comes to installing the boiler, make sure that you're using somebody on the Gas Safe register. Now, do look at Which Local to find a good recommendation for an installer in your area, but make sure you still get several quotes and make sure that each quote includes all aspects of the work involved.
Okay, now you've not mentioned oil-fired boilers, which are not as common, but there are a lot out there, aren't there?
Yeah, actually there are 1.5 million households in the UK that use oil to heat their homes. And this number is on the increase as more homes are built in the countryside away from mains gas. However, if you use oil for your heating, it will cost you twice as much as it will cost using mains gas, and even more if you're using LPG. Which
is good to know, but basically your bill is going to be however much gas or oil your boiler is using. So talk to us about efficiency.
Okay, our ratings show that many boilers are much more efficient than they used to be. Modern boilers must be rated either A or B in the labelling scheme called SED book, and this is equivalent to energy labelling for domestic appliances.
So with boilers being expensive but essential parts of everyone's household, does that make them all super reliable?
Well, we do survey our readers to find out which boiler brands require the fewest repairs, and also which they would recommend to others. We find that some people would prefer to have boiler servicing contracts for reassurance and peace of mind. However, in general, we don't recommend these.
Finally, you've invested in your boiler, you've chosen it, you've got that. You've now got some tips for us to help save our central heating bill.
We've come up with 7 essential tips to help you save on your heating bills for free. Tip number 1, the sun will heat your room, so make sure at sunset you close the curtains to keep all that free heat inside. Tip number 2, ventilation is important to keep your house fresh and healthy. However, do try to keep your windows open when the sun is on them, and close windows and doors when you have your heating on. Tip number 3, turn down the thermostat on your heating because this is likely to save you up to 10% on your bills. Tip number 4, your bedroom should be around 18 degrees and your living room is usually fine at 21 degrees unless you're living with small babies, elderly or sick people. So tip number 5, make sure you're turning radiators down or even off in rooms that you don't use regularly, but do also check often for condensation and damp. Tip number 6, pull furniture away from radiators and don't use radiator covers to disguise them. And make sure that your radiators aren't covered with curtains. And finally, tip number 7, block up any drafts in your home to prevent heat escaping. So for example, you could use draft excluders on the doors or fit a brush on your letterbox.
As ever, Nikki, thank you very, very much. That's it from us. Good luck in finding the right boiler. I suppose we better go, shall we?
Yep. Actually, it looks like rain.